And both angles got us. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.
Peace, everybody.
Yeah. So we're seeing from both scenes. Seeing from that camera right here, and seeing from that camera right here.
So what's that playing right
That's
there?
just showing. That's just set up to that camera, so I can control like a remote. So like my little remote.
All right, let me share it. When you get finished, babe, just close that door, please.
All right.
Oh, okay, I see how you got it.
See it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. As good as you can see it, though.
Well, it's counting down, right?
What, on my phone?
On down. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
It's gonna be a delay because
No, it's. I seen the picture froze, like the thumbnail you got up.
yeah. I'm gonna wait for my wait for it to burn the sage before I burn my smoke. What's that? The good luck candle, right?
Yeah.
That's a candle for good luck. It brings energy.
People don't realize, just because you're not in front of someone, like you can still pick up people's energy. So you could have someone right now like watching you and just have like negative energy or vibes towards you, and it is still like, I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah. I ain't get ready. I ain't have my music ready. I ain't have my music. My certain music my man put me on. That music is different.
I get a better burn in here.
I like that bowl thing you got too. That burns the ember and stuff.
Yeah.
That was good too. That was fire. Yeah, but man, we want to talk about today. Are you born with your demons, or do they be created as you get older? As some people are born, they feel like they're born with past trauma, or maybe past addictions, or past pain that they're born into, because they could be a child and feel sad or feel disconnected or feel what they're not supposed to be able to have a feeling for pain or certain things if they even never experienced it. So some people are born with trauma that they never even experienced. You know what I mean? So, and then you got some people, because it can go both ways, right? So you got some people that's born in happy situations like that, and then something happens, and it just turns them. You know what I mean? Just boop, they just go off. You know what I mean? So it's a double contract. It's a double scenario. You know what I mean? But that's a good thing. That's that sage, man. That's why I don't like my smoke yet. Wait till she done lighting the sage. Then I like my blunt. You know? You know, so now I gotta like my sage. Yeah, we gonna have a good conversation about this one. You know what I mean? Because it goes deeper than just you know what's so fascinating? That demons do exist. So people say, do God exist? If God exists, demons exist. You know what I mean? Like everything has a balance. So if good exists, negative exists, and if negative exists, then positive has to exist. But I guess it's all your perception of what you're paying attention to that exists that might be blocking your vision from being open minded to something else. So it's not that it's not that if it exists or not, is that if you're open minded to even take the information of its existence. You know what I mean? So it's deep. Deep.
Oh, you got your phone right there, but so you can go to YouTube and share it on Facebook, but you got everything spread it. So with this live, you guys can definitely jump in those comments and let us know your thought about what it is that creates a demon. And if you really think about the amount of pain that you have, is all that pain really from this lifetime? Is it really from your existence being here now, or is it from past lives? Me personally, a lot of information I get is not necessarily from a book or talking to someone. It's just my own downloads of just life and being in tune. And I know for a fact that a lot of the pain that I have has been carried with me from another life. And maybe these are lessons I didn't learn in my past life and I'm trying to get them right now. You know, mommy daddy issues, whatever, trust issues, insecurities, maybe all this stuff was going on in my past lives so many thousands of years or decades ago, and then you don't get it right and you come back with it. So that's why I said, are we born with our demons or do we create them? Which is a tricky question, because if I was born with my demons and I believe in past lives, and that means that I did create them and they came back with me. So it's a metaphor. It's not like a right or wrong answer. No. It's just trying to figure out how to deal with it, but also realize, you know, and it's just my opinion that a lot of our demons and stuff that we deal with are things that, why is that timer on, right? What is that right there?
Lets me know how long I've been recording.
Oh, a lot of my stuff comes from other past life experiences. That's for me. I can't speak for nobody else. I can't say, oh, this is, a lot of my information is just downloads that I get with my connection with God or the universe. And those lessons are, that information is more important to me because it's coming from a natural source. It's not a book. It's not someone I talk to. It's just like straight connection. So that's what I try to go off. But at the same time, even though I'm naturally connected, I'm still naturally connected to this world. I'm still naturally connected to material things. I'm still naturally connected to my lower self. So sometimes, as much as I am connected and I get these downloads, I'm still connected to these thoughts that are just like regurgitated information that's probably just going around in a circle subconsciously. You know what I mean? So that's how you have to learn how to separate the two.
It's hard. It's hard when you it's different to know you have a demon. And what I mean by demon is something everybody has. Everybody has a demon. It could be a parasite. It could be a spirit. It's something negative that's attached to you. Mm-hmm. That's what a demon is. It could be whatever you want to call it, bad vibe. I don't care what you want to call it, because everybody got a different way of talking now. But it's the same thing. Something negative that's attached to you that other people can see, feel, can whatever like that, and they know. You know what I mean? Some people is not even aware of their parasite that might be attached to them because they've been living with it for so long. So when you're aware of it, the hardest part is about the removal, right? When it's going for surgery, they tell you, if we remove it now, it won't take that long to do the surgery. But if we remove it 2, 3, 4 years from now, by you waiting so long to remove it, it's going to grow bigger. That's what we do to ourselves. We wait for it to grow so big, and then we try to remove it. The hardest part is not knowing it. The hardest part is removing it. So no, a lot of people don't want to admit, same way with a lot of things wrong with them, that they have a parasite or something negative with them, because that means they have to change. And change, you have to go through that surgery. You have to get that negative. And a lot of people don't want to admit that. So even the ones you can't read about your demon in a book. You have to know yourself to understand what it is in you that represent that negative that you might have information about, because you could read about Buddhism all day, but you won't really understand it until you have a connection with it. You see what I'm saying? So you could read about things all day until you have a connection with it, and that connection is going to make you have a different light on it. It's deep though.
It was funny because I always watch like different downloads or documentaries or different things like that, and they said, I just pulled it up and I'm not going to go deep into it, but they said our brains react much strongly to negativity than positive ones. It'll attach to negative experience than positive. They said back in the day it kept us safe from danger. In modern days, it's a physical danger is minimal. But they said the human brain has a natural tendency to give weight to and remember negative experiences or interactions more than positive ones. They stand out more. Psychologists refer to this as negative bias. Our brains are wired to scout out for the bad stuff. So the documentary I watched, they went a little deeper, and I can't remember because I don't always remember all the stuff I watched, but that just stayed with me for some reason. Of why would our brains be like more wired to attach to negative? We come from
a holy,
you know what I mean? Something much higher. Like we come from God. We're God's children. Like, so why would we come out with our brains wired to just attach and remember the negative crap that we go through? I don't really have an answer for it, but it just makes me understand why most of the time we have negative energy towards present, past, future. What was that beeping?
Wow.
That sounds like this is the camera right here.
Yeah, but this is my remote to it.
Oh.
So this lets me control it without going over there, touching it, opening it up, and stuff like that. So right here, I can do everything. I can go to YouTube from here on there and everything. So what I'm trying to do right now is go live. But what happens is, it lets me know I got 2 hours and 13 minutes recording. But somehow by me recording to Facebook Live, it just stopped after it hit a certain amount of minutes. So I don't know if it's programmed. That's what I got to work. I don't know if it's programmed to after 20 minutes it shuts off, or you know what I mean. So I got to work on it. But whatever I do after I do this, I would just post it on my Facebook, and you know what I mean, stuff like that, because. And I can always grab it, but I ain't got my phone or nothing. That phone, yeah, I can put it on my phone right there, grab the link and put it on my page. But you know, still got to work on the technology thing. It's always something new I got to learn. But when you were saying that about the brain, like the negative part, when they talk about Adam and Eve, when they say God told them not to eat from the tree, whatever like that, and they still were disobedient like that. You know what I mean? So even though they came from God, this is weird. If we're going to biblical terms, we're not talking about this is what we believe. We're just saying we're going to what they say, right? So they're saying like, okay, Adam is the first man that's descended from God, right? He's the first man that's created. So he's the first man that's connected to him. You know what I mean? Even the first man connected him did him wrong.
Yeah, but that, I mean, was he really the first man? Because that means we started from incest then.
But
you know what I'm saying, right? It was more people before Adam and Eve, right? It had to be.
Yeah.
So why do they just start with Adam and Eve then? If there was other people,
you know why? Because this is what they say. They say it was Adam and Eve. Adam made Cain and Abel. Cain killed, but then he went after that. He went to land of Enoch and met his wife. Enoch met his wife. So during that time, it was other people created, but I guess they wasn't being talked about as much as the importance of Adam and Eve. You know what I mean? Other people was created, but their importance probably wasn't. Just I mean, so they wasn't talked about. But then if you go back to the kids and the breakdown of the tribes of Job and all stuff like that, you can see the more people of the names. You know what I mean? The people that scholars they break those names down and they come to tribes, but it was more people. You know what I mean? It wasn't talked about.
It just doesn't make any sense. Of if it was more people, were they not documented? Like, why just start at Adam and Eve? Why would you just start at Adam and Eve? But yeah, that's another thing. I try to stay on the topic, so when people tune in, they kind of know. Like, I know. But yeah, to get back to that, it's just it dumbfounds me of why our brain, and I don't care how accurate their information is or what they had to do to study. It's just common sense. What they're saying is real shit. Like most of us focus on negative stuff. We stuck in something that happened 20 years ago.
I know.
We stuck in, oh, well, my dad did this. This is why I don't trust men. Like that shit, you was a kid. Like you 40 years old now and you still stuck in something your dad did. Like it doesn't make any sense. And I see why they say you have to forgive and everything like that, because you give a person that power when you allow them to control you emotionally. Your spouse can be with you for 30 years and let them start doing something different. It's like, let me just focus on that instead of what they've been doing for 30 years. So since I know that, it makes it depressing here for me. Because I'm trying to, even though I'm aware of it, you try to rewire it and you're aware of it, but how many other people are aware of this? So they stay in that depressed, you know what I mean? That cycle, that bubble of just being focused on the negativity. But why is our brain like that? Why are we not as easy to forgive and love the same way we are to hate? It makes you question certain things. And I never get left with the right answer. But it's just weird. Like, why aren't we so quick to forgive? Why aren't we quick to, you know what I mean? But we're quick to bring up some shit and we'll know all the details from something that happened like 30 years ago. But you can't tell me what, you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
I think it's based on our environments, you know what I mean? And how we're brought up and how we're, because when I hear people talk about slavery, I never heard one slavery talk mean. And they was whipped and they had so much and stuff like that, but they never was like hateful when they expressed their feelings about what went on those days. They'll say like, yeah, I saw Harry go down there and did this. But it was never that freaking cracker went down there and beat it. They was never like mean when they went to express their pain. Now we're so outspoken about our, you know what it is? We came to a society where it's okay to express our feelings, but that's not how it's supposed to be. Because when you express your feelings, you put words out there that other people grasp that doesn't have the capacity to understand what you're saying. So it's not good for you to spread message to everybody that can't grasp the message the way that's just been said. So sometimes when we live in a world now, everybody is so voiced that it makes even kids voice about their opinion. Like the kids say, when I was showing you the thing on it, he said, oh, so you talking about if I bring you in this world, I can take you out? Mm-hmm. He said, well, you going to jail then. We didn't never say that. We just knew that if we did something wrong, our parents held that position since they created us, that it's liable that they could take us out. We didn't second guess it. We didn't overspeak on it, but it's a newer time. So I think back in the times, we wasn't so hateful because we was adjusted to survival. Like we was adjusted to somebody doing us wrong and stuff like that, but that didn't make us bad. You know what I mean? We just try to focus on not being those type of people. Like when I grew up, we didn't have role models. We just had examples of what not to be. So like, I knew not to be that, but it's a different time. So now people are so mean and hateful. And if you look at the times, but we wasn't always like that. So that's not just like, oh, we was always like this. This has always been us since the beginning. No, we was not like this. If you go to places that is indigenous, there are not many weak men over there. None of them got a job, but they provide for their families. You understand what I'm saying? They don't got a job, but they know how to hunt. They know how to pick vegetables, they know how to run. They know how to do a lot of things that provide women. And nobody is talking, hey, I can't wait to leave this man. He keep bringing the same dairy meat home. I wish I can get some rabbit. Like everybody just happy for what they have. Nobody's happy. Everybody's complaining, doing this, doing that, and that makes hate. It makes hate for the products. Oh, I don't like iPhones. I'd rather have that's hate right there. You hate products. You hate this. It's hate, and then it stems inside yourself. You know what I mean? People that don't hate the woods because they know that provides food for them. They don't hate. We have a different perspective because of the world we come from. You know what I mean? It's sad because we don't supposed to live like that.
Peace, Carlton. Make sure you share the live, you guys. Make sure you share the live. One thing that I can say, right? And I've learned this from dealing with my anxiety. Well, they call it anxiety. Yeah. It's overwhelming energy. That's how I feel. Once I realized what an empath was and certain things about myself, you know, they call it anxiety, want to give you medication. It's this overwhelming energy that I haven't learned how to balance out. And I think everyone has that. It's just we don't know how to balance it. We're not taught in school about chakras and this and that, right? So we was taught about real stuff. If we were taught about universal law and not their law, we would be in a better situation.
There you go.
But to go back to the demon, when I deal with the anxiety, I can't always do it, but I've learned that if I embrace what I'm feeling instead of fighting against it, sometimes it makes it more calm. So if I feel my heart is racing, I feel overwhelmed, sometimes if I'm able to just sit with it, you don't know that naturally you're balancing it out, but you're accepting it. When you fight against something, it's going to make it 10 times worse. If you go to the doctor and you're fighting to get a shot, that shot going to feel like a million times, but if you just sit there and embrace it. So that has taught me how to deal not only with that, the overwhelming energy, and we'll just call it that, but I want you guys to know what I'm talking about when I say, so I'll say anxiety, is that's how you have to deal with your demons. You have to accept, because those demons are a part of you. They didn't just like come and attach across your street. Now you can pick up people's energy, but that's not a demon. Like someone's energy can get attached to you and you'll feel a certain way. That's why some people sage, they do different things, but your demons are a part of you.
Yeah.
So you can't hate that part of you. You have to embrace it and learn and figure out what it is that created that. Because I feel like you contribute to that some way or form. If it was this lifetime or another one. So you have to figure out what that is. And most of the time, I won't say we've been taught, but subconsciously we will blame other people for everything.
Hell yeah.
You'll start with your mother and father, your brother and sister, your friends, your spouse, your kids, and then you sit there and be like, damn, I knew I wasn't that crazy. I knew I wasn't fucked up. See, if it wasn't for my dad, but it's like, no, once you're aware and know shit, that's when you have to change it. That's when you're held responsible
for your whole actions.
So we have to be responsible for whatever demons that we have created or whatever we're going through. If you got an alcohol problem, if you got a drug problem, you are participating. You are, no one's making you walk to the store.
No. You
walk to the store. So we have to really do some self-reflecting. And that's the hard part about life. And that's why so many of us won't get to where we need to be, or a sense of healing, or even understand, because you don't understand. Like there's no certain age that you get to and think that you know everything. I don't give a shit where you've been, what Buddhist you went to. Every day you're going to learn and fall and fight, and you never stop until you're out this body and then you're somewhere else. So we go off our age and everything like that of our experiences. Yeah, you're going to have more knowledge and more information, but we just have to embrace more of our inner and things that we need to work on, and not put so much focus on other people. Blaming other people is easy. An excuse only sounds good to the person that's making it. So if I'm telling you that my issues are coming from my father, then you're going to feel bad for me because you got daddy issues too. I think that's the water guy out there too. They'll not, but it sounds like it. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's not ours.
Oh no?
That's Crystal's.
Today is Thursday, so we're waiting for our water to get delivered. So that's something that I've been working on, but I'm gonna be honest, when you are an open vessel to your consciousness, and I've been like this since I was a kid. I would do bad shit, but I couldn't really do bad shit because my conscience would always bother me. So imagine where I'm at now. But sometimes when you live in this type of world with this type of energy and type of people, it's very depressing. It's very depressing because it's more wicked outside than it is peace. And the people that are finding peace and the people that are finding some type of safety from the environment or the energy, they are going to be to themselves. They're not going to be like out in the open. So, it can just be overwhelming.
When you live in a world, right, where everybody has pain, it don't make you not having pain feel uncomfortable. Your parents give you pain. When you grow up, they give you comparisons. They give you whatever. And then you see it in other people. You see how maybe your parents might have acted towards each other. You've seen their examples they try to make of their self as a person. So what happens is if you fall off the rail, you can always use somebody else as an example because it gives you validation for being bad. It gives you validation. So when you have pain and everybody around you have pain, there's nowhere you can go to get the opposite because everybody. So what happens if you're in a place where everybody's listening to maybe music that you're not listening to? Say maybe you might listen to white boy music, rock and roll. If you're around them for 3 or 4 months or 6 months, you're gonna start knowing some of the songs. You're gonna start naturally. You're gonna pick up some of the things because it's consistent. So when you're born in an environment that's consistently damaging, consistently pain, you have love spattered out here, and then maybe your grandmother, maybe your aunt, maybe your whatever. You gotta, but it's not compared to all the hate that you might have. You know what I mean? So what happens? You become that. So some people are aware, so they isolate themselves because they don't want to be part of the politics or part of the social media or part of whatever, you know what I mean? And then some people rather be around people that hate them and then be by themselves. You know what I mean? So it's just sad though. This is we live in a world where hate is welcomed. It's okay. I have a right to shoot you if I want, like without even knowing your name. Like I don't ever gotta ask you if maybe you have a mental disorder. Maybe you might be, maybe I don't even know who I'm killing. But since you did wrong, I'm gonna kill you. That's it. No question. It ain't like I'm gonna try to restrain you, get you under, you know what I mean, and then find out what's going on. Now, if this thing has been, but people are so quick to give you pain because that's all they have. You know what I mean? And that's sad. And that's why in certain times it wasn't like this because we didn't have this much pain. Well, there's no place to get love right now. If you needed some love to get, like, I'm feeling bad today, I'm going to go somewhere and get some love. Who are you going to go to? Who are you going to go to right now in your community? Probably one person, your mom, your brother, your cousin, one person that understands you. What happens when they leave? If they die, what happens then? Now you're full by yourself. Whole bunch of wolves around fresh meat. I mean, that's why my mom told me as a kid, and I understand you got to have, when you walk outside, you got to have the armor of God on you. And I didn't understand that. But that armor, she said, because they's going to try to get you out there. You know, things going to try to get you. So you got to walk with the armor of God so things don't attack you. So I didn't understand it. But now I'm getting older. I'm like, oh, the armor of God is just the armor of just, you know what I mean?
It's the physical realm that's around us.
Yes, gotta be strong.
Yesterday was fruit though, we missed it. I heard him yesterday. I don't know what that is.
Nate the Great, salute, bro. Salute to you, bro. Keep doing your thing, bro. I'm watching you elevate in your platform. I'm watching you grow. Salute to you, bro. And Nate the Great, I'm watching this platform. He's growing too. How we both get up?
Hand me that incense right there. Right there.
Spray, yo. I'm spraying after I get done. Spraying, yo. They can stay upstairs.
With the dogs?
Yeah, I'm spraying. I'm tired of shit going 2
So,
times the height every day.
Peace, everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for coming in because y'all can be anywhere. I appreciate. I don't care if it's one person in here or 100. It ain't about how many people is following you. And you look at that when you look at Hitler. Hitler had millions of followers, and Jesus had 12 disciples.
And they crossed.
So, I mean, if we see what Jesus did and knowing that, you know, his circle was small, that's the only thing that brings me comfort sometimes. What's wrong? Yeah, I'd rather put her in the bathroom. Yeah, I would have put them in the bathroom because they in there just doing stupid stuff. We try to put the dogs in the house. Yeah, I'll put them in the bathroom. So when we see how Jesus was doing what he did and going from city to city and doing these things, and they still lied and crucified him and did all these different things, that sometimes I have to always go to that story, regardless how true it is, regardless how fake it is, because it brings me some type of peace inside. And I'm nowhere near you know Jesus status, or doing what he was doing, but just know what type of heart I have. People are going to misunderstand. I mean, I've been misunderstood since I was born. um so I don't expect to go places and everybody likes me and I fit in. But one thing I do understand is that I have a good heart, and my intentions is always good. I never have bad intentions, like, I'm gonna go over here and just, you know what I mean. I don't have bad intentions. um so yeah, it makes it overwhelming sometimes, just being here dealing with that. But like I said, we all have our demons, and I think the best way, I'm trying to get this instant while holding, it's not bothering you, is it? I think it's really trying to embrace um, the stuff that we don't like about ourselves, and really understand the stuff that has been. When they say cancer runs in the family, you got the same thing with alcoholism, or being abusive, or being unfaithful. It's not really like it's in your DNA. It is to an extent, but it's just the energy has been passed down. That's how I look at it. Like, I don't know if it's something that's really running in your blood to make you an alcoholic and all this shit, but it's just the energy has been passed down. So you have to break that.
And to when you come here, right? Like sometimes I think, like, I have something inside of me, right? And I'm not gonna talk like a demon or nothing like that. No. But this warrior, right? And I be wondering what is passed down from. Where does it come from? Like, if I can use that warrior inside of me for positive, let's see, that's the thing. You always think sometimes positive, always have a positive outlook. I know a lot of people in the community that did positive and got killed for being positive. So don't always think, yo, once I start being positive, I've seen a lot of people get killed for being positive. So don't always wish for something that you ain't built for. Everybody, I'm gonna tell you something. I know a lot of listen, that's why we had this thing, and I don't like it, but I understand it. We have this thing saying, I'm just worried about me and my family. I understand that. I'm more focused on me, my family, and try to help others, because that's how I am naturally, right? But when you go out there and try to help other people's family, you bring on other people's problems, right? And if you're helping a lot of people, you take on a lot of problems. So a lot of people in the communities, usually you're from the father, some other fact. Usually, I notice when you're out there trying to help people, you can't always help all their problems. Maybe you got their situation, money wise, or put them in a better, but their problems, they gotta help that themselves. So when you say I gotta focus on me and my family, it's not taking a bad.
It's not being selfish.
It's not being selfish. It's just looking at it as, I'm scared to go outside and get killed for my help, because I want to help, but I don't want to get killed for me being too helpful. Because that's what it feels like. You go out there and start handing out turkeys and shit like that. People are like, look at this nigga trying to help. Who he think he is? He ain't even from this block. Why does it matter if we from this block or not? I'm trying to help the block that's poorest. If you cared so much, you'd be out here. So now he feels like, here we go with the lion pride. Here we go with the you know what I mean, the defense. He could have been doing this, but it took me to do it, and he's jealous for me trying to help. And now what he try to do? Eliminate me, because so now he can take that honor and stuff like that for the help I've been doing. It's weird, Joe. People are scared to help people because they're scared to get killed for helping. If you know what's weird? If a black man was getting beat up in 1975, nobody, we didn't have cell phones, we would have did something. We would have fought. We would have stood up. We were like, yo, man, leave that brother alone. You hear me, brother? Leave that brother alone. Now We just pull the phone. That's not right. Look at that's not
Yeah,
right. Somebody call somebody. Motherfucker, if you was not recording, you could call somebody. But you're steady recording. You telling us, can you call the cops? Motherfucker, stop recording. But you know what? They don't want to miss nothing. They don't want to miss nothing. Nowadays, everybody, just like I was saying, and I say this a lot, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't believe nothing. If this was 1912 and I say, I saw a UFO, you'd be like, man, get out of here. You ain't see no UFO. You wouldn't believe me. But now that you got all these pictures and shit, oh my God, it's real. When we was talking about UFOs, nobody believed it. Everybody like, man, that shit is bullshit. Y'all crazy. Now that other people show them, they believe it. Why wasn't my information good enough for you to believe? That's what we do. We stop loving each other and start judging each other.
We don't trust each other.
Fuck no, we don't trust
I just want to give a shout out. Peace 84 Firehouse. That's from Soul Tribe Hills.
Salute.
Thank you for coming in. Mr. 30 Scratch. Thank y'all for coming in. But I'm gonna be honest with you. This is not off topic, even though it might sound like it's off topic, right? But it comes back down to the bottom denominator of our demons, right? We can go back to slavery and say like, oh, we've been taught, we've been taught in general to, besides our mother and father, right? Because we get 23 chromosomes from the mother and the father and all that. And like someone said in the chat, what do you say? Usually whatever comes from the father to son and mother to daughter. And that's absolutely right. Like mental health, different things like that, right? That truck is throwing me off. We have been taught to not like who we are.
Yeah. That's a fact.
But how hard was it to teach if we really had love for each other in the beginning? You understand? Because we blame so much on social media. Oh, we've been hate to taught each other, to hate how we look and everything like that. So that's why when you get money, you get away from the black people. You go around the white folk. You go around the people that you say taught us to hate each other. It doesn't make any sense, right? So let's fast forward to being here in Merida, Mexico, right? And I noticed that even though the black people that are here are in a foreign country, and it's not a lot of us, and we still don't want to love each other. We still don't want to embrace. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I was thinking about this before we even went live, right? And this is real shit. I mean, I've been here 4 months, so I don't have to be here that long to see what is going on. And not with everybody, but just as a whole, right? If we were coming together the way we're supposed to, I think we will all have money rotating different. I think we will all be doing and building more of a community together. But we got the same slave mentality that we had in the United States over here in a foreign country where there's not even a lot of us here. We don't want to buy the other stuff because it's too much. Like that's the same shit that it was back home. Like we don't want to support each other because we always complaining about our products or complaining about the prices. And everybody knows that being here, you have to drop your prices lower because you are, you're not in the United States. So I'm not going to sell you a necklace for $50. I'm going to sell it to you for maybe 15 or 25. But it's still not good enough because you want, I don't understand like why we hate each other. And we wonder why our demons feed off of us so much because you don't even like looking at yourself. And looking at yourself as another black man or another black woman. You know what I mean? It don't matter if this woman is a single woman with kids or it doesn't matter. That's still your mother or your sister or a reflection of you. But we still don't love each other. Even in a foreign country where there's not a lot of us here, we're outnumbered. We are outnumbered. I don't care if you speak the language or not. We're outnumbered. And we're not even on like, oh, I'm going to, no. And it's still groups. Like you got the group over here. Oh, you don't do yoga? Okay, well, you go over there. You got the yoga group. You got the mushroom group. And I'm just making up shit. But it's divided. And we all in a little corner. Our army's this small. I don't understand that. I don't understand. I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand that.
Who you know what? Like, again, we're going to go back to a time, right? If we went back to a slavery mentality, right? Like, let's say slave times. A black man has never damaged me as much as I've seen them damage Charles or George or shit like that, right? So when you fast forward, when we live in a world now and whatever, a lot of people have not experienced that much trauma from a person of a Caucasian, whatever like that, to make them hate them. So mostly our trauma comes from our own people. Yo, I've been jumped by black people. Oh, she been raped by black men. He been raped by a black woman. He's been called names, majority by his black parents, black cousins, black brothers, black sisters, black uncles, black nieces, black nephew, shooting, gangbanging, trauma. Doing now. Listen, it's messed up. But who was giving you a job? To say the white man who was putting whatever Section 8 or all this stuff. So your enemy is not the system. Your enemy is your own people, because that's who's been hurting you the most. The system has been hurting you underlined, but overlined, because it's underlined to you, but it's overlined to them, because they are really getting you mentally while you are killing yourself physically. So the enemy ain't them, because you're not even in your mental. You're in your physical. So if you see a person with more than one woman, you want to argue. You should be proud. You should be happy for him. You should be like, he's doing his thing. Proud of him. He can hold it down. We're not like that no more. So now the most pain comes from each other, because we conflicted most pain on each other. If we was loving each other more, then it would take the frustration out of each other and focus on where to put that to something else. But you can't put it on nobody else right now, because we the one that caused the most pain on each other. Back in the 80s and 70s, the Black Panthers wasn't trying to kill. We wasn't killing each other like that. Even if you know about the gangs, the Bloods and Crips, Brotherly Love, Override Oppression, Instruction, Crips, Community Revolution and Progress. They wasn't talking about killing nigga, gang bang, and shit like that. But once they took the leaders out of the gangs, the ones that was telling nobody, yo, it was all peace, it's all this. Once they locked them up, they had you cut the head, the body falls. So when they cut them off, now all the dudes like, yo, what we gonna do now? Yo, you know what? I don't like the South Side. Southside niggas good, and that's what happens. Commotion. They took the leaders out. They took all the leaders. Every leader we had that we looked up to stop the violence, they kill them. And now who we got to look up to stop the violence? That's like, you know what? Fuck them. Ain't nobody here to. And that's what happens. So we know, but it's not us. That's the enemy. It's the one. Don't let your enemies tell you who your heroes are. I don't let them people tell me who I should think, because they are not good people to think for me. But we're distracted. We're so lost. We're so gone. We're so focused on, oh, my mom, my brother. Yo, you know who put your mom on welfare? You know who put your mom on WIC? You know why your mom worked 12 hours, only got paid fucking $6.75? Think about the system. Why you think that her friend, her little whatever friend, worked the same amount of hours and she got a home? How she got the same amount of hours and she owned a house, and you still live in an apartment? Yo, I seen my mom. Yo, I seen people work years, and still don't own a house. How did you work for 13 years and don't own nothing? Mm-hmm. How? Not a piece of land, my own. How?
It's like you live in and die. It's
there
like
you go.
You live into
so who's our enemy?
And die.
Who's our enemy? My mom made my enemy. You know who the enemy is? The one that told my mom she should work. That's the enemy. Because he took her life away. And she didn't even see it. It's like a nigga beating your mom and she don't see it. And you're trying to say, Mom, get the relationship. It's bad. But that's crazy.
Let me ask you this, right? Because that's a fact. Somebody told your mom to work. I mean, my mom's a lot older than your mom. So my mom was back. My grandmother was picking cotton in the South. They didn't make my mom go to school when she was young. You know what I mean? Because she would go fill in for my grandmother. My grandmother gets sick. My mom would go to that white woman's house and do work, whatever. Right? But someone told your mom to work and she listened.
Hell yeah.
When nobody told you was told the same thing, but you didn't listen.
Hell no.
You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference between someone like being the chosen. So it's like, do we get mad at your mom for not listening, or do we get mad because she couldn't, I won't say not think for herself, but she just went along with the program? Because a lot of people just go along with the program, and that's why a lot of people won't come over here. A lot of people will not leave America because it don't matter how much violence or how much is in the water and the food. It's just a program. It's like being in jail.
My mom, you know what's sad? My dad and I had my mom and my dad. So it ain't like I was one of the dudes like, oh, I ain't had my mom.
Yeah.
Right? But I can tell you, if you hear all my raps or everything else, I always tell you my mom told me this.
Mm-hmm.
My mom told me that. My mom is a big talker. My dad is a big talker.
Mm-hmm.
So you know I'm going to be overwhelmed because I got both parents that's like that. My mom always gave me tools. My dad always gave me strength.
Mm-hmm.
You see, my mom wasn't abusive. My dad was. So he gave me strength. My mom gave me my little common sense, right? My mom would like say things like, I would say, Mom, why is it God is so good? Why do you leave people homeless?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is there so many homeless people? She said, Jamar, I'm gonna tell you something. Everybody is an example, even the homeless people, because that's what you can be. So they are an example. So I'm an example. Your dad is an example.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody an example. If you take that road, that's where you can go. So that's why my dad would take me to certain places, let you know this lifestyle ends up in this way.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it as my mom's decisions wasn't bad because it was an example for me. My choices that I made arguing or doing negative around my daughter is an example for them, because they have a choice now to deal with a man that's like that or not, because they seen the example. So now I'm just an example. I see what my dad did, I don't want to do that. Or I seen what my dad did, I like that. I'm an example. It's just, what pieces are you going to take from me? So that's what we should be doing, but we don't take the good examples. We just take all the bad examples and make that character based on all the bad examples you created.
So we just focus on,
because that's so negative. So I had to learn that. So I had to learn, like, damn, I'm an example to people. I'm an example to my kid. You're an example. So what example are you going to be? But sometimes it doesn't matter what example. They always going to hold you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Even Jesus got hung. Mm-hmm. That let you know he wasn't that. They crucified him. They crucified him just like they did the thieves. He didn't even steal. Mm-hmm. They put him in the same crucifixion they did thieves. So like that, he didn't even steal. He was just spreading messages.
That's why I feel like it feels like, and because when you know that, it feels like this is all just a test.
It is.
And it feels like the test is, you're going to be more overwhelmed with negativity. You're going to be more overwhelmed with people not liking you, judging you. Now, everyone has the same sheet. Like I feel like in my mind, like right now, I see the whole world sitting in the classroom, right? The whole world is sitting in the classroom. Everybody has the same sheet. I don't care what your upbringing is. You have some type of trauma. If it wasn't from your mother and your father, it was from this, whatever. Some people was adopted, whatever. Everybody has the same sheet. How are you going to get through this test?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we want to feel sorry for ourselves. We feel sorry for other people. And that's cool. We're supposed to have empathy for ourselves and for other people. But what are you going to do to pass the test? And the test is not letting the trauma and the demons and the depression and all this shit stop you from just living. How can you get through all this swamp? You understand? Like, how can you get through all this and still be happy?
And be clean.
Or have some type of peace, or not turn out to be the pain, not turn out to be the trauma. How can you get through these things and still turn out to be a halfway decent person? That's the test. And we all got the same sheet. And that's why I said, even with the gifts I have, even though I might be more aware or open than other people, I'm no better than nobody. I'm no better than nobody. It's just my job here might be a little different than yours. You know what I mean? Because this is the thing. We all have the same test, but we all got different positions. So the test is the same. We all trying to get through our bullshit and just survive and just see if we can make it to the end, right? Without taking your own life, without taking somebody's life. Let's just get through this life, right? But the thing is, we all hold different positions, though. Just like the gods and the goddesses, like Oshun's position is different than Ogun. They're not going to like do each other's job for them.
That's a fact.
You see what I'm saying? She was the one that was love and water, and he was doing
different
his
positions.
thing. So that's the difference. And I understand my position. It doesn't mean that I want it. Because I didn't sign up. I didn't sign up for this position. I did not sign up for this position at all. I didn't sign up to be in tune and to be reading energy and to be seeing entities and to be like I to be so conscious. I didn't sign up for that. But I understand it's a respect, and I have to pay respect to something much bigger than me. Because the thing about it, your life don't belong to you. And I said this yesterday. I don't know why you selfish think that it don't belong to you. It's for something much greater than just you. But you get so caught up in you. Everything is you. Me. Everything is I want. And you're not even thinking about humanity. You're not thinking about the world. You're not thinking about children. You're not it's not just about your kids. There's other kids out here that might need a mom or a dad or just love. fuck a mother or father. They just need some love. They need somebody to give them a hug.
They did that
And
back
you
in the
so
day.
concerned. It was. They said when they said it took a village.
Yeah, to raise the child.
That's real shit.
My grandma took in mad kids that wasn't hers.
Yeah.
Word is bomb. Back
And
in the day,
we don't have those. When they say big mamas, like that's real.
they took in
shit.
kids, yo.
And we don't have
They
that
took
love.
in
And when I
kids.
come here to Merida, when I come here to Mexico, and I see this is not my culture, it's not my land as far as like what I know where I was born. So when you see other people that look like you won't even talk to you,
I mean, they still looking at you like a nigga.
like they really won't even talk to you.
Even though you scammed the plantation, it's still like that Willie Lynch.
It should be almost an embrace. Like, oh my, how
Oh,
are
no.
you? And you looking like I don't know you, but how are you? How you leave the plantation and then you see another person that ran and it's like, don't say nothing to me. You still on the plantation because don't talk to me. You're gonna get me in trouble.
I thought we were
That
away
shit
from
is
that.
depressing, yo. So you try so hard to lead by example and be what you're speaking of, and you know what I mean. Just try to be that. Just try to be it. Just try Just try to be the big mama. Just try to be the grandpa that was over there teaching it. Just try. You have to try at least.
I mean,
Because it's filthy out here. It's filthy. It's
like
filthy.
I'm gonna be real.
I like to stay in the house. I'm not going nowhere.
We're done.
Just stay here.
We're done. I don't care how you like it. We're done. As
You
a
really think
culture,
we're done?
yeah, we're done. We're
Damn.
done. We're done. I'm gonna tell
I
you.
don't think we ever got right.
I'm gonna tell you, I mean, we did. I mean, see, this is the thing. We're in the nowadays. We're judging financial different than strength. Like now, it ain't about strength; it's about finance.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you ain't got to be strong. You just got to be strong enough to work.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be strong enough to be like a communication person. Communication takes strength. Thinking for yourself takes strength.
Mhm.
Loving people takes strength because that means you have to get to be unselfish to be selfish for somebody else.
Mhm.
So that takes strength to do. A lot of people don't have that strength, but they can work. They can work. So people look at them like, oh my God, he's strong because he can make this a job. But how strong is he when it comes to communicating with you? How strong when it comes to loving you or satisfying you or doing those things that it makes you feel strong that he's being weak for your strength? You know what I mean? So it's not the same. So back in the day, we was more considerate to women. Women was in the Black Panther Party. Women was in a lot of things that men was in, but we understood that certain women was only qualified for these positions. You got some women that can load a gun faster than a man. So is we going to disqualify her because she's a woman? No, she's still a fighter because she's qualified. A lot of people saying they're qualified positions, they didn't even go for it. You see what I'm saying? So we're just saying, oh, we're qualified with this. We can't say that because there's no proof that you're qualified. So we live in a world right now, everybody is qualified to saying they love, but there's no proof of them doing it.
Yeah.
Everybody said, I'm a loving person. I'm a loving person. I'm a loving person. But where is your proof of your love?
Everybody's a healer. And
And you're not even healed yourself.
You ain't healed shit.
You got your leg right now is still swollen. It's been 2 months. And you out here healing everybody else and your leg is about to get chopped off. What is you healing?
Mhm.
I think it's for the benefits. That's why I say I want to die for the cause, not for the applause. I want to die for a reason, a meaning, just not for a part of a season. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? That's just me. But everybody is different. So when you notice that, that's why when you was talking about the paper, I got a real strong feeling inside me said that. But certain people get to cheat. Certain people get the cheat sheet. Certain people, not the cheat sheet for every answer, but some people get that number 3. And then somebody dip off. You got some people right now still on number 2, like, damn, what the fuck? And you got somebody next to you, you don't know how he got there. He just like a person like everybody else, like this. You don't even know if he's right or not. You don't even know to trust him. But you just got an instinct that he ain't gonna tell you no bullshit. Some people over there like, yo, what's the answer? I'm like, yo, y'all, why you ain't got nobody help y'all with your answers? Ain't nobody help y'all with your answers? So now I'm looking at them like, wow, what type of person is he? If nobody will help, I look at stuff so deep because if everybody was the same, then why everybody's outcome ain't the same?
Mhm.
Everybody don't get blessed. And if they do, they don't do right by them. So their blessings become shorter.
Yeah.
When you do right by the universe and with your blessings, it comes more in fold.
Different doors. open.
Different, because there's understand. If I had a business of $1 billion, would I trust you if I didn't know you know how to manage money? But I'm gonna trust you first with 1,000. I'm gonna trust you a little bit. That gets my trust. So if I get the universe trust, there's no door I can't open because I know it takes the universe to open the door. I've seen people go and interview and the people mad. Oh, I'm mad. My wife leaving me. And he still got to do interviews because he's the boss. And you come in there and make his day.
Mhm.
And now you say, you know what? Out of everybody that came here, I like you. You really think it was you?
Mhm.
You really think you did that? It was something in you that was put in you or put in him that made his whole scenario change. The aspect, his perception, your energy is so strong.
It is. That's all.
Use it. You know what I mean? But we don't understand it. We just thought we spell. Oh man, look me. Don't use that. You know what? My mom told me this too. She said, anything you worship more than God, he'll take it away from you because you're not giving him the praise that he gave it to you. So if you don't give respect, that's like walking to somebody's house and they give you something to drink and you don't say yes, ma'am. I mean, thank you. You shouldn't get nothing else to drink because you're not appreciative of the drink that you was given. Same way God is with your blessings. If you're not appreciative of your blessings, he might not give it to you again. That's why I keep my thankful. I'm thankful. You know what I mean? I never seen 11:11 when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I never seen 11:11 when I was a kid. It was like I was 10 years old. I've been seeing 11:11 since I just started seeing it. It lets me know something. Hold on, something ain't right. You know what I mean? It's deep. It's deep. I can go. It's deep. It's deep.
It is, and it's funny because I told you a couple days ago where I don't be on YouTube as much. Just watching stuff. Usually it's like music and get off of it, whatever. But it's been this thing where these animals all over the world have been like rotating in circles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people is going like biblical, like the animals are letting us know like we're running out of time. Like everybody had their own breakdown. So I went in the comments of a YouTube channel randomly just reading what everybody was saying. Animals are more in tune because I feel like they haven't been tampered with.
Yeah, it's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like we've been tampered with because we've been tampered with. Animals, they still won't unless somebody went and took 2 animals and messed with them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I said that. I don't know why I brought that up.
You was getting somewhere though.
I forgot.
It's like a battle rap. You get that home. Let them get it back.
And you know,
that's how battle rap be. Chill.
That's hard though. When you got the crowd, it's like, yo.
They be like, boo. That really messed your mind
out. I ain't got nobody going. I don't know where I was going with it. I really don't. Like that went in.
Hey yo. That's my stuff.
It went in and it went somewhere else.
Yeah, it happens. Writer's block or talking block, I guess.
I think sometimes I still do that. Like I'm thinking so much that
overcrowd the thought.
That was probably a thought that probably needed to come out right now because that's probably something that I wanted to research later. But it's just like, let me talk. You know what I mean? So sometimes my mind just be all over.
That's good.
It do what it don't.
It's good.
It do what it don't. But
that keeps you entertained when nobody else can.
I'll keep myself entertained.
You know why? Because your brain.
I'll keep myself entertained.
When people don't have a good brain, they'll use you for their brain. Mm-mm. That's why you got to watch who you get around. What did he say? He said, I said it. I said, I gotta stay away from gold diggers because I got a gold mine. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's real shit. I ain't never put that in rap, but I'm gonna put that. Don't take it either. This mine I got is golden. When people see that, they'll dig at it because they know it's beneficial. So you got people, and just like I got people that'll be around you for not because they like you, it's because you're very creative. You're very this, and they'll try to just.
And then some people they don't.
Not everybody.
Like.
Not everybody.
I have family telling me like you change, and I'm thinking to myself, duh.
I'm supposed to. But they don't understand that. But because
that's
a praise.
You know
for you,
why?
That's
because whoever says that to you,
they didn't.
Peace. The devil's clean.
Peace and blessings.
When someone complains about you changing, is because they're still where you left them at.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe 10 years ago, me and you was both here, and now I'm up here, and it's like, why you changed? And I'm like, I'm supposed to.
Yeah, I'm supposed to.
Like you're always evolving, whether it's for good or bad. Mm-hmm. So when I had a family member say that to me, and I'm like, I've changed for the better. Like I haven't changed for the worse. You know what I mean? I even responded in a more positive way because usually, if you say something to me crazy, I'm just gonna go at you. Like I did that a long time ago, and it cost me a really hard lesson that I'm not ready to talk to y'all about. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? A long time ago, because if you say something to me, I'm going to say, like, what the fuck? Like, that's just how I was. You know, I don't care how big. I don't care if he was part of the law or whoever the fuck he was. So for me to even respond with love, like, oh, yeah, I have changed. And I was like this, that, and third. And they just didn't respond, lets me know, like, it's just sad because those are the ones you have to leave behind, unfortunately. They're not meant to come with you. And don't get caught up on, oh, that's my brother, that's my mom. Listen, that's just a label. They're still people. there's still people, and those people don't need to be on the journey with you if they're not meant to be on the journey, and it's not loving and supporting and all this good stuff. So it's sad because I'm like, damn, I gotta leave you.
Yeah, because you're not.
Mentally, conversation wise, I have to leave you. I have to leave you.
Why be around something that's not
I
positive?
have to leave you instead of us going back and forth and having a conversation. And I said to the person, I said, well, listen, if me changing stops you from wanting to be around me or talk to me, then, you know, ain't nothing I could do about that. And they didn't say anything. So they said what they had to say without talking to me, basically. Yeah. You both have found a 4D door. I mean, I think we was both born with that. I mean, you know, if we do another live one day and just go back to like how I was as a kid and to now, like I was just kicked into it. You know what I mean? I was pushed into it. I would wake up and, you know, I see somebody in my body. Like I was already connected with energies and spirits when I was a child. And then as I got older, obviously I started learning different things, whatever, because, you know, I was always the type to get a book and research things because I always want to know why this and why that. And it would irritate my mom because she wasn't on it like that. You asking too many questions.
You frustrated me.
Yeah, you asking too many
questions. You making me think. A person that don't think hate when you make them think.
Yeah.
They hate that shit. That's they hate. They go around some niggas that make them think like, yo, bro, what you think how far the sun is from the sky? Nigga, what the fuck? Trying to make me think. You blow my eye. Niggas don't like to think.
But it's sad because sometimes, you know, you want people to be on this journey. You want people that you love to experience or just still be in your life, but they're so envy of you subconsciously, or they just Indigo Child. Indigo, they have
Star
the
Seeds.
Light Worker, Star Seed, Empaths. They're all like, all right, for an example, if you see over to, you can see my crystals. I'm confused with the camera, like if that's right or right. It's on my right. Yeah. Right. All these crystals and stones kind of do the same thing, but they all have their own name and meaning. If you want to break that down.
Crystal children. Yeah.
So it's the same with empaths. It's the same with indigo children, star seeds, light workers. You know, we're all on the same spectrum, but we have like kind of like different positions and a little bit different definition. But to me, it's all the same. We all in the same thing. It's like being on an autism spectrum. Like we all got different, you know what I mean? But it's still the same thing.
I'm gonna tell you something about these glasses you put on, right? I always had glasses, but I never used them, right? So one day,
Matthew.
You just want, peace and blessings. That's why I'm about to hit up. I'm an Indigo Child. Respect, peace and blessings. Hey, yo, word, like, yo, let me tell you something, big bro. Hey, yo, we, like me, I can't speak because, you know what I mean? We all met each other. We met each other through a different journey, but we realized our journey is the same, just in different parts of the globe was different, right? I wasn't born. I was born, but I wasn't brung up to be like smart or to be conscious or stuff like that. Only back in the 90s, it was God bodies, Israelites, and Christians and Muslims. That's it. Like that, it was nothing else. And if you wanted to be smart, you was a 5%er. So I understand how 5%ers now that's 35 or 40 might be conscious and stuff like that, because they was like that in the 90s. They've been doing that forever, right? But so back in the day, if you had to be conscious, you had to actually go to the library, you had to actually go to builds, you had to go this, you had to be around other brothers that was like-minded and conscious to get your information up. And then every time they see the G for you, hey, yo, peace, God, what's today's mathematics? Just sharpen your brain every day, today's mathematics. And there was nothing you could Google, like, yo, God, Google, what's today's mathematics to repeat? You had to say off the top. So that was the smart dudes, right? So I wasn't into that, but I was always fascinated by that. I was always like, I wish I could be a God body, but I just didn't want to be like learning all the time. You know what I mean? I want to be outside playing, and maybe that's why I have to struggle with it, because I just want to be outside playing, running the street. I didn't want to learn, but I was fascinated with being smart. So as I got older, I bumped into like Dick Gregory, right? You bump into like, now I'm in my 30s. You know, Jesus, and when he died at 30, but he turned into it was a 30 when he opened his eyes up because he died. Yeah, because he was a carpenter and stuff like that, whatever like that. And then at 30, that's why he only had 3 years of his whatever. But so at 30, same thing. And you hit them 30s, I don't know, something that you change. So I bumped into Dick Gregory. I wasn't even looking for him. I wasn't like, let me look up smart people. I'll be looking up aliens, conspiracy theories, and maybe that's why I bumped into him. I looked at Dick Gregory. I'm like, oh shit. This black man's smart. And then when you look at that, other things will pop up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Other black men. So I'm watching Sinetta TV. I'm watching all the people he's bringing on there. Now I'm researching them, Blue Pill, Red Pill, the Brother Polites. I'm looking at all the Shabazz, Shakurs, Dr. Malachi Z Yorks, and I'm just doing my information. Like, oh shit, you know what I mean? These brothers is very, but like, you know what I mean, in tune. But it was. That's when it was just over, because I knew I was in a system. I knew I was different. Just knowing that there was information that other brothers was different made me clarify that I can be smart in my own way. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't make me like, oh shit, let me learn these guys and repeat what they're saying. I looked at it, they're all leaders. Bobby Hemmets and all these dudes, they're their own leaders because of what the leadership they was born with. So the information, the connection you have with the universe makes you the same. So now it's like, do you want to hold that position? Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard because we don't have no more role models. So now you got to do everything from the mud. And sometimes when you do everything on your own, that make you hate your society more because they're around you but not helping you. Mm-hmm. And now you're supposed to get $1 million to help me? That don't make sense. You watching me struggle, and then as soon as I make some money, I'm supposed to help you. So that's what world we live in, and we come from doing everything on our own. And that's why I don't want to go off topic because I talk a lot. That's why a lot of females sometimes hate men, because how much they have to do on their own and then expect just to bow down to a man. Mm-hmm. That's kind of hard when all these men are watching me carry these bags. They're watching me do this. They're watching me do that on my own. And then soon as I get a new car like that, now he want to be like, you know what I mean? It's kind of, and that's the world we live in. So I think if we was helping each other more, you can be a widow because you ain't got to worry about getting no penis, because there's other brothers that's going to help you provide other than penis. Mm-hmm. They're going to help make sure you got wood for the winter. They're going to make sure the baby got clothes, and they're not going to hit on you. They just want to make sure you are taken care of as a widow woman. Niggas don't care no more.
They said that's how polygamy started. Like when I was watching
from all the polygamy women that was around.
I was watching Farrakhan. This is his younger days. Magic is more real than people think. Oh, it definitely is. Yeah. I mean, your words is magic.
Yeah.
Your word. I used to tell my husband all the time, like, you're like, oh, my back is killing me. And I said, you need to stop saying that. Yeah. Because the cells in your body don't understand the difference between I'm talking today because I'm having a bad day, or I'm talking because my mom cursed me out, or I'm calling this female over here a bitch. Your body only knows the energy.
Yeah.
So if you're cursing someone else out, if you're putting all this negative and like fuck this, it thinks your body really thinks you're talking to it because it's only blowing up energy. So when I talk about the universe, I look at the universe like the same way. Like, it only knows energy.
That's it.
It doesn't know, today if you're writing a letter and it's a positive letter, it just knows it's positive energy. It doesn't know the word. It's just, you know what I mean? So everything is just energy. And your words.
That's why people can feel it.
Can cast spells. That's what they say. Spelling. It can cast a spell. It's manifesting energy. So I try to be very mindful of frequency. I try to be very, very mindful of not only what I'm saying about myself, but other people, right? I still have my lower self. I still talk shit sometimes, but I definitely catch myself. If I even feel myself going in on somebody, like, oh shit, I'll just like, let me go do something else. Because first of all, why are you putting that energy out? And second of all, it's really not that serious, especially if you're not talking positive. Like, why would I even want to go and curse myself or somebody else with your mouth? They say your tongue is a sword. You know what I mean? But we are magical, and that's where we come from. And we've lost a lot. Like, we are so lost beyond lost. You know what I mean? And, some people are in tune naturally. Some people are learning just from other people. You know what I mean? I didn't learn from nobody. This is just how I've always been. I didn't learn how to read nobody's energy. I didn't learn how to cast up and see energies around me. This was something that was natural. When I talked to my mom about it, she was like, oh, well, I've experienced stuff, and then my grandmother experienced stuff. So like, okay, this is something that's just maybe in our gene, and probably go back to grandma and grandma before that, because my great-great-grandmother was full Cherokee Indian. You understand? So I'll be amazed of what's in our bloodline. Your third eye should be the size of a grapefruit, not a raisin.
It should be a walnut or acorn.
And that's why we have to. If we were more in tune with ourselves that way, you'll be eating certain foods and doing certain things to raise the vibration. with different foods, music. But when you wake up every morning and you listen to some music that's just like some, I don't want to name no artist, but just negative.
I know.
And just like, you know what I mean? How do you think your day is going to be productive and humble when you got this music in the background? And even Kanye was talking about that, like how he said back in the day when they would make music, you have like drums and this and that. So he was like how they took certain things even out of the instrumental because of the frequencies. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of shit. They're aware.
Yeah.
Just like you are. And the scary thing about it, they're not trying to build off that.
Yeah.
They're trying to control and destruct. They don't want people to be aware and be, they don't want that. And I say they, it's just man. It's not a certain man, it's not a certain look, it's just men, a man, a physical being, you know, wants to be more earthly and not for us to be spiritual. So you have a lot going against you. That's why people practice rituals. A ritual is just a routine. It's not no voodoo, hoodoo shit. Routine is the same as ritual. You get up, you might light your sage. You might get up and play your gospel music. It doesn't matter. It's just whatever makes you feel good. You know what I mean? And just try to give it to other people. If you ain't got nothing to give, then don't give nothing.
Don't come to the party.
Yeah, you know what I mean? If you ain't got nothing to give, that's okay. But don't try to intentionally, I'm gonna go here and I see this bitch and all that. Like that's crazy. Because what you think you're gonna get in return? I never been that type of person. Like I'm not saying I've been perfect, because shit, I haven't. But I'm not that type of person. So it's just a lot when that eyes open. That movie, what's that movie?
Which one?
Kanye is aware, but it is fake. Of course, and that's sad because me and my husband talking about that other day, you know, and I feel bad for him because you don't want him to get so depressed where he takes his life or somebody takes it for him, because the only thing he's doing is speaking the truth.
He's a genius,
and he is. He's beyond a genius, and anybody that has been listening to his music would know before this that he's always been a genius if you listen to his music. But what's that movie? When
all geniuses weirdos.
When he was like, what's that movie, you guys in the chat? And it's an old one. He was like, put the glasses on and put
the wrestler dude.
And he was in a parking lot fighting with the black dude, and they was fighting for a long time. And he put the glasses on.
And then he seen everybody
the aliens. And it's a throwback because the effects in the movie is old looking.
And Roddy Piper played it. The wrestler.
But basically, when you put these glasses on, you've seen people walking around. You've seen that they were aliens and shit like that.
I see you now.
It's something like that.
I see you now.
Somebody put that clip up yesterday, but they was referring it to just being conscious of what's going on, and that's just what it is. Like some people are born with the glasses on already. Scary. My mom said you're born with a veil, right? So some people are born with the glasses from the door. As soon as you come out from a baby, glasses on, and then some people, they learn what the glasses are and they choose to put them on. So it's a difference. Some people was born with them on. Some people, they chose to put them on. Okay, now I'm aware. Either way, you got the glasses on. But it's a little different when you was born with them on.
Yeah, because you can't take them off.
Because I didn't ask. I didn't have no choice. I didn't have no choice. In today's era, it's like free guy.
Free game against free guy. Now, today, you can be who you want to be, man. And I'm okay with people's opinion. I'm cool with that. But I don't think every opinion deserves to be taken into considerate. Like, all right, a person having an opinion, that's cool, but that's not going to change what we got in rotation. A lot of times we let people's opinion become our life. We let people stereotype. We let people's, if somebody right now said, yo, you a skinny, whatever like this, some people live with that.
Mm-hmm.
And by you living in somebody else's pain, only cause pain on yourself. That's why they said hurt people. Because what hurt does for them only adds on to you. Now you're hurt. If you learn how to take away that hurt inside of you, the feeling is so good that when somebody even shows you some type of hurt, you can get away from that.
Mm-hmm.
You can be like, oh no, you're not gonna bring me back there. That's why a lot of people hang with people that's poor. I'm not saying they don't help the poor. I'm talking about like don't hang with people that was in the hood, they still doing negative stuff because they know they don't want to end up back there. So a lot of people don't want to end up being hateful because they know how it feels to have it compared to love. That's the only thing that gets us confused is comparison. What's up? What's up, West Coast? Salute.
You said, "What's up with all this demon talk? Is that the new trending topic on YouTube?" I don't really be on. Go ahead, babe.
I don't think that's a trending talk because I don't see a lot of it unless that's what you're researching.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I'm about to say. I haven't been seeing it like that. So if it is out there, maybe
Because
it's a
you're
vibe,
researching.
maybe it's a frequency that's going on. But do we come on here and say, "Oh, we're gonna talk"? No, we're not like that. We talk about like
that ain't my thing.
We want to have this conversation without you guys being here. So what I told my husband, I said we need to just start going on YouTube more, and it's basically stuff we talk about in the house. But
why not talk about something you see all the time, right? So if I see mad birds falling out the sky, I'm not just going to stay in the store and be ignoring the fact that all these damn birds is falling. I'm going to be like, hold on now. What is all these birds doing? I'm going to be looking at everybody that's not saying nothing weird.
He said it's coming across my news feed a lot. And I'm going to be honest with you.
Because everybody's
no, listen. If it's coming across your feed, you need to understand why exactly. Because I'm like that. I can open up my YouTube, right? And sometimes the universe can't just come down and talk to you. You're gonna think you're crazy. So the universe will send a message. I may pick up my phone and I see how to forgive. Mother forgive son. I'm like, what the hell? But it's something in me like, oh, okay, it's a message. So for you, it's a message of why that's coming on your feed. Yeah. That's why I'm like, I ain't even seen it. But if it's on your feed, it's for a reason.
Pay attention to that reason,
and if
bro.
you be quiet enough and sit with yourself, you'll realize, okay, the universe wants me to be in tune with this, or maybe I got to check myself on something because that's for you.
Demons, and let's be real, demons is not that thing that they talk about in church. We're going to take that out of there. That church
Go
stuff.
Get you a mirror and look inside.
That's it. Yo, I'm going to tell you something, man. There's always something inside of something because that's what gets it. That's what keeps it working. Nothing works without a battery.
You feed your demons. So if your demons are growing,
that's how you grow.
Then it's because you've given it something for it to grow. The same with anxiety. We were talking about that earlier. The same with anxiety. That
shit is deep, especially about them demons. That's why you ain't supposed to say those words. That's why a lot of people say you shouldn't get. Don't. My mom told me, she said, stop giving the devil your thoughts. Mm-hmm. Like, stop letting him know what you're thinking. Because he don't have the strength to think like to be in your head.
Yeah.
He sits in the corner and wait for you to say something, and then he plays off of it. You know what I mean? So stop letting the devil know you so much by speaking so much of you into that. You know what I mean? I look at that shit. My dad don't talk about him. So I look at stuff like that. My mom maybe was more conscious than what she might have been. Maybe she just didn't know it. You know what I mean?
Appreciate your feedback. This is the first time in the conversation. I've been counting in a long time. Well, thank you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, man, keep it real.
Tonight, actually, for the people that's in here, I wanted to drop that a couple times. Today is Thursday, so we do Uncut Thursday.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it tonight.
At 10. Well, y'all's going to be 11 o'clock. We're in Mexico.
Yeah, so our time is 10 o'clock. And yours will be 11. But we're going to basically have the same conversation, but it's just going to be more raw. It's going to be more it's not like one topic. It's just having like, if we were sitting here having a drink, having a smoke, and we just chilling, talking. It's just more that type of time. And that'll be later on tonight.
It's gonna be uncut. So I mean, we talking about some real shit.
About whatever. It ain't like, you know what I mean.
Man. I keep it. You know the thing about me is I ain't put all that shit. Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. Before I was a dad, I had a flag. You heard? So I'm from a different area. I mean, that's gonna be my shirt. Before I was a dad, I had a flag, man. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let y'all know something, man. I'm gonna keep it all the way on with you. Ain't like, oh shit. I'm gonna tell you what's real, man. I dealt with a lot of shit. You see what I'm saying? But that's what made me who I am today.
Yeah, you don't want to be. Don't be ashamed of anything.
Hell
no. That's just part of your journey.
Let me tell you something. If I wasn't strong as I was today, I couldn't fight for my daughters if they needed me.
Yeah.
Word is born. Like, I would have to watch them go through all the tough shit because I've never experienced it. So I would be scared to experience it. So I would just let them go on their own accord. You crazy self. By me experiencing some tough. Let me tell you something. My wife, yesterday, I was in the shower and somebody knocked on the door. I thought it was, but I didn't know who it was. If you can control our demons, emotions. You can control them and know
Yeah, that's
how
a fact.
and where
That's
to
a
put the energy.
fact.
But see, that's the thing. We're not taught those things.
So we have to learn, and
We have
but
to learn
also
those.
help each other. We have to help
Yeah,
each
that's
other.
selfish if you
Don't
don't
be
help nobody.
stingy. That's why you have to have and be around people, even if it's around a YouTube family, where you can have good conversations and feel safe and learn. Because if ain't nobody feeding nothing positive, you only be in that circle. And if you are in that circle, you got to G-check yourself. Because that means you want the drama and all that. Like, people go on other people's channel and they give them, like, they just go in there for drama. And they
Negative.
argue with them. They like, I ain't got time to do that. I'm trying to build a business. I'm trying to live. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to have peace. I don't have time to go in somebody's chat that I don't like and talk shit to them.
Yeah.
Not where I'm at right now, maybe a long time ago, but back in the day when I was 9, I wasn't even on social media like this. You know what I mean?
Yo, this shit right here, this shit is negative. When I first got on this shit,
Yeah,
I didn't know how to use it. I was just used to watching other people. I wasn't used to dealing with people. When I got on Fresh Dose page and I started doing Fresh Dose, right? I'm gonna tell you how this shit works. I'm gonna tell you this shit is wicked. When I seen how much credit, now look, I'm a new YouTuber. I just started this and I had one for years from making a song.
Yeah.
But I wasn't doing no damn YouTube. I just knew I could sing, I do a little bit of stuff. Long as it's there, I can always put something on there. You know what I mean? Where's my when I was on Fresh Dose like that and me and start beefing, I started getting like views, 500 views, 300.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? I'm watching my subscribers go up. Now you gotta say this is a dude that only got probably 120 subscribers at the time. You see your shit going up, like, oh shit, over beefing. Everybody's coming to your page, listen to what you got to say, but we got to make sure we keep it on old boy, though. You know what I mean? Don't let it go. And this bitch ass nigga, this cornball ass nigga, keep it. If you keep it talking like that, eventually it will build up to some positive shit, but you got to talk the negative shit to draw the attention. And then once the attention get on you, then you use it as positive, right? So it's like I'm watching it. And I could have really went somewhere with that. But only thing about it is you got to be consistent. When I watch how, only person I know everybody knows is Fresh Dose. I can use him as an example. When I watch how his platform was booming off the negative, but what happened is you can't be
it played itself out. There wasn't no content. Like,
so now you're doing uploads. All that live shit is a dub. No more lives. Now it's uploads. Sometimes you put yourself in so much. See what a live is? You can't cut no live off.
Yeah.
You did so much negative in those lives that people can use to tear down your platform that you learned that you can't do because that negative shit comes with a price. If you're showing good shit, loving shit, there's no reason you can't do lives. But when you're doing negative shit or talking a certain way or in a certain environment, it minimizes you. And then it can be so that lets you go so far. So thank God that I didn't continue that because sometimes what you think is good money ain't all good money. That's why they say all money ain't good money. Because the first thing your parents say, how you get it.
So West Coast said exactly like how trolls try to shame you, but they're projecting their own shame. That's why they hide. Exactly. And the thing about it, like I said, like we was talking earlier, I don't know if y'all was here to listen, but you're going to have people on your journey that's not meant to be on your journey. Yeah. And the label might be mom. The label might be friend. The label might be co-worker. But you have to take these labels off people and really look in deep and see what type of people these people are. Like, what type of energy they got. Are they helping me? I don't mean helping you financially, but what type of energy are they giving me? You know what I mean? Information, knowledge. Are they supportive? You know a good friend when you call them and they try to give you positive compared to a friend that's feeding up like, girl, as soon as you hear that shit, that's why I can't bang with a lot of females because the girl I don't want to hear that. Instead of saying, okay, well, what happened? Or maybe won't you go for a walk or won't you come talk? You know what I mean? That's what you want. You don't want somebody to feed the fire. You see what I'm saying? And everybody don't have the tools. So they're not trying to necessarily be out to get you, but sometimes they are. So if you take the label off and you just judge the person for who they are, your circle might be a little bit more clean.
Might be smaller.
See, it's not about the size though.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about quality, not quantity.
It's not about the size. You gotta have 200 pairs of shoes and they all fake, but then you got a pair upstairs.
Two real ones.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. It's like you said, it's the quality.
Hey, now I got a lot of I'll be wearing a lot of fake shoes
it's the
now.
Quality. It's the quality of the person that you want. And I don't care if your circle's small or not. Who the hell want to build their channel off of talking about a person that you grew up like? Okay, I mean, how much shit can you say?
I know, but people stuck in
That's what I'm saying. So with me, I like to bring like my life, like my experience. Like, I'm really opening my door, which is me, for you guys to come in and have these conversations. And I know that I can be judged for it. I know y'all can bring
That's
up
okay.
shit. When I was on Bigo, I was on this app, and I was on there a lot because I was being paid to be on there and talking and everything. And I would have people that was watching me. They would screenshot shit. I didn't know they would record shit. They made a whole nother page and have my face on there. Like, and then they'll come in and I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
But it's all attention.
But it was
Because
weird.
now their fan is going to see who they talk about. So now they're going to you. So it's like a big circle of just
So somebody
chaos.
took the time out to try to figure out. Then they tried to go online trying to figure out where we lived at and all this weird shit.
Remember that dude was talking about how he followed you all the way since you was following these? Like, y'all remember you from a live. You did wow.
Me or you? I thought it was you.
Did you Juice World or something like that? Remember? The one
Oh yeah.
He was like, yo, I remember, and he brought some shit from, that must mean he was watching every video on your Facebook or his Facebook, whatever.
Yeah.
Because he was saying how you had your kids talk. I'm like, oh shit, that was like a year ago.
Yeah,
Like,
and the information was misconstrued and watered down, but you could tell he's been around. And sometimes you just stand out to people.
yeah.
So if I stand out to you and now you hear, it's like, oh shit, now you want to use whatever. I mean, Devil Queen. Ooh, that's a butterfly.
Hell no.
It says, what was that? It was negative, but at the same time, you need to balance. Yeah, anything. I mean, TV can be negative. YouTube can be negative. When I go on YouTube, I see, this is the difference, right? When you come on YouTube, you have a choice what you type of what you want to watch. When you come on YouTube, you'll see stuff pull up in your feed. You have a choice if you want to click on it or not. And then you can click on the stuff over here. So it's what do you want to indulge yourself in?
I literally mute those on my song, Empty Threats, but I'm done with the negative energy now. He was begging for the smoke at the time. Yeah, sometimes that shit don't be worth it. I know it's when I get off the internet, man, my spirit ain't right. I don't like doing that. I noticed that I was putting too much energy into that. I don't like that.
I mean, this is what it is, right? We all, and I said this yesterday, we all have a lower self. I don't care how spiritual you are. I don't care what mountain you're sitting on. We all still have a lower self. It's just, okay, I need to feed this lower self.
Yeah.
So everybody got different ways of doing it. I said yesterday, I'll go on YouTube and I'll watch some Love and Hip Hop because it's funny. I can talk shit to the TV. Oh shit, Safari still doing that. What the fuck? You know what I mean? But these is people I don't know, I don't talk to. So I feed my little, you know what I mean? So everybody is different. If you come up here and you indulge in a little bit of something, you can open it, babe, because they want to come out.
Fighting on the damn couch.
Let them out. So we all have a lower self. We all engage in some type of gossip or negativity. And at some point, it's not like you're going to be dimmed to hell for it. It's just don't allow yourself to fall too deep in that energy. You know, right now, my husband talked about dose. Yeah, you can talk about dose, but don't let your live now be the whole thing is about dose. You might talk for 10, 15 minutes, but you can move on. That shows balance. But when you just indulge over and over and over, it's going to make you sick. It's like eating junk every single day. It's going to make you sick eventually. So when I came here, you know what I mean? I had to deal with a lot of my family basically making me feel guilty. Oh, you left us here. And for almost a month straight, I started feeling really, really depressed. Like I started feeling really, really depressed and sick to my stomach because I started indulging in their energy and I was making it seem like, oh shit, I did leave them. But when I reflected, I said, I never left you. You didn't want to come. You made the choice to not come because I asked you to come and you said, I don't want to. So they tried to run a guilt trip because they didn't really think I was going to leave. They thought I was going to keep saying, oh yeah, I'm going to go here. And they, oh yeah, I'll go with you. But then when they see me pack up and leave and whatever, now you want to run a guilt trip and you don't need that shit around. So for a long time, you know, I was feeding into their energy and it made me feel like I did something wrong, but I did not. I did not. My house is open to anybody that wants to come here. If you're family, I said yesterday, if you want to come to Mexico to visit and you don't want a hotel, you want to stay somewhere because you might feel uncomfortable, I'll open my house to you. What do you want to do to me? Like for real, what are you going to do that hasn't already been, like, what can you do when you feel that protected? It's like, you can't do anything to me anyway. Because if you came over to do something to me, I guarantee that something's going to stop your ass. Or when you come, you're going to have a bigger surprise because you know that you're protected. You know that the universe and the ancestors are around. So yeah, I open my house if somebody wants to come, and I'm gonna feel your energy anyway.
Hell yeah,
I'm gonna feel you before you even come over here. Like I mean, I've been like this since I was a kid. When I was a teenager, outside running around, and dudes trying to be on my face, or just people, and I could read your energy. I still was put in dumb situations, but for the most part, it could have been worse than what it was. So you have to make sure your circle is clean. The same way you wash your ass every day and you smell good when you go outside, you got to make sure you're doing that with your spiritual energy.
Yeah.
I call it your spiritual immune system. You know, we're like, oh my God, it's winter. Everybody's getting sick. Let me take medicine. Let me take certain things to build up my immune system. But what are you taking for your spiritual immune system? What are you taking so that entities aren't getting attached to you? What are you doing so that your drama from your baby mom or your dad is not getting them? What are you doing for that? And I don't mean just wearing a crystal and burning sage. Like, what are you doing to cleanse that shit so it's not wearing you down? Because I'm still learning how to do it. I'm doing it, but I'm still learning how to, like, you know what I mean? I had to do it with my mom. I had to do it with my son. Like DQ said, there just needs to be balance. It always has to be balance. But it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. It's easy to say balance. What do you have to practice balance every day? Every day to have balance.
We can't rebalance our emotions. Can't rebalance your thoughts. Some people can't balance their weight. Some people can't balance their routine of going to certain places. Some people can't balance. It's a lot of things that come with balance, not only just YouTube. So YouTube is a small part because you're not on it all the time. After you get off YouTube, there's other things that you're going to have to balance, like your time that you spend with your kids, how much time you spend calling your mother, how much balance of love you give out other than loving yourself. That's balance too. You know what I mean? So we have to balance in the real world before we able to even know how to balance on here, because this ain't the real world. You know what I mean? This is we're talking to the people in the real world. But once I cut this off, I'm back into my world where none of y'all are there. You know what I mean? So that's why, and that's why we be talking about building a tribe, right? Because when they say it takes a village to raise a child, right? Sometimes if you're not in one, make one. That's what I'm on type of time. That's what I feel like. I ain't no leader, but I got leadership skills. But I ain't the type of person that want to be a leader for everybody. But if I have to, I'm gonna have to do it. You know what I mean? But I don't want to be, because that's just I think everybody has a different leadership skills. Hey. So I shouldn't be just being the main leader when everybody else has other leadership skills, right? The universe can't live without the other, and it helps you to learn that not only who they are, but how much you can learn out of them. Yeah, but everybody is closed-minded because of racism. Everybody's closed-minded because of religion. Everybody's closed-minded because of maybe financial standards. Everybody is different and judgmental based on their statute of what they might not agree with or what they might not understand. So if we was more understanding, if we was more loving, we'd be more understanding. But since we're not loving, we don't sit back to even listen to a person or even let them talk or get their point across, because we already have a judgment against them. And a Christian is not going to let a Muslim talk for too long because they have two different beliefs.
Yeah.
But if you have a Muslim that maybe they're open-minded, that's just how they was born and raised, but they're open-minded, they can have a peaceful and positive debate or different type of opinions without being disrespectful or ignorant. Nowadays, we can't be around a person that he a trash man and you own a pizza store. Y'all arguing about, nigga, you ain't shit, nigga, you work at the trash truck. Y'all both got a job. Nobody's looking at it. Y'all both work, because y'all shit can be taken away right now. Because you got a loan to get that, or even if you bought it, it still be taken away because the land that you built it on ain't yours. So it's just like a lot that goes in it that we're distracted by, but that doesn't matter. So if we focused on everybody's the same, we're all if we stuck on human race. I'm gonna tell you something. In America, I was always saying I'm African American, right? I said I'm African American. I'm not African. I'm not American. I'm African. That's why I used to say in America, like, yo, I'm African American, but I'm African. Even though the food that's there, you couldn't even eat it. You couldn't even live 3 weeks in their African life naturally without going through something, right? But this is what happens when I come here. They'll say, "Where are you from?" So in my mind, I'm black. You should know where I'm from. They're like, "Nah, nigga, Belize are black, Jamaicans are black, Hondurans are black, Brazilians are black,
Colombians are black. There's a lot of
You're going
blacks.
off the skin color.
We're going off skin color. What part of the tribe you from?
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta say American. Oh, you're American.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm from, we go off color. You're Mexican. You're this. You're black. You're white. We're not looking at it as, yo, we're just Americans.
Mm-hmm.
We're not. Because once you step out of America, that's how they look at you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a fuck if you black. It's plenty of black. You could be Indian, but you could. Some people told me I was damn Somalian.
Mm-hmm.
They say you look like a Somali. You look at Somali, they black too with good hair.
Mm-hmm.
So any black person that got good hair that's black, they could be something else. Because Africans got nappy hair. So you got African, but if you got good hair, you must be just a Brazilian or something.
Yeah.
You must be mixed. You dark, but you got the mix. So I didn't understand that. So I had to realize I'm American.
Mm-hmm.
I'm American. But you don't take that in America.
No.
Because we're taught you're not American. You're
No.
African
Mm-hmm.
American.
That's why you fill out your application. You see what it says on there?
Are you Hispanic? No, I'm American.
Mhm.
I'm American. I'm just like everybody. I was born here. You know what I mean? Just like everybody
This
else.
is African American, Hispanic, non-Hispanic. Like,
Just
damn, why can't I just be a person?
That's it. Male or female.
Yeah.
That's it. Male or female. American citizens or not. That's
Yeah.
it. So if I need to get the certain paperwork for ones that's not here, the ones that get the one that don't need it.
Mhm.
That's it. No, they want to know your gender, your race. So that causes confusion. Oh, you're black, you're white. I know black people, I know white people that's born in Africa, and they're not called white, they're called African
Mhm.
because they're from Africa. That's what the fuck they are. They're African. They're white Africans, but they're African. They've been here for 10 generations. They're white, they're Africans. Jamaicans. You go to Jamaica right now, and like, yo, he's white. Nah, Rastafari, Jamaican. He's
Mhm.
Jamaican. Bumbleclaw Rastafari, he's white Jamaican. He's Jamaican. But in America, nah, it's not like that. We're so racist. But look who taught us that. Look who taught us those skills, man. That's crazy. That's sad.
Devil's Queen said animals are the purest entities on this earth, and they only take what they need to live. That's true.
Them thing, and that's why I say, watch people. People say, I wish I was a bird. When you watch how birds treat other birds, how they eat their babies, and
Yeah.
and if the one don't get enough food, whoever is hatched last usually are not strong enough because they're the last one to hatch.
Mm,
And if they're not aggressive,
it's like a little run.
if they're not aggressive to overpower the first one, then know what the mother does to them. All right.
The Mayans were more black than people think.
And the
that's-
Mayans are
that's a
Mexicans.
fact, yeah.
And these are Mexicans.
Yeah, that's right where we at. So there's a village that is called Afro Mexican, I think.
Yeah, Afro-Mexican. Where all the black
Um,
Africans that left Africa came here.
And there are some Mexicans here that practice certain religions or culture or whatever you want to call
African.
it that is African.
Straight from the
It's
land.
like the Aruba religion
Mhm.
with the 7 gods, goddesses, with Oshun and Ogun and everything like that. So they're very much connected. And that's not everybody here because you still have that, I don't know what you call it, like the ones that are like not as connected to their culture and they have the lighter skin
Only light skinned ones.
and they're trying to, I would say,
Only
imitate something else. So they might not be even as connected because they're trying, they know that they're a lighter complexion
That's fucking racist.
or they're trying to be something else.
Can I say something, Michael B?
Mhm.
Not to cut you off. Remember that girl that came in the store yesterday with those small shorts on, right?
Mhm.
She was light skinned, right? She was
Mhm.
lighter complexion, probably like your complexion,
Yeah.
whatever. Could you see a woman dark as my complexion, like a Mexican Mayan, wearing that?
No.
Thank you. That's what I started thinking of that. I said, if she was a dark Mayan, like, and that's when you were saying that the white ones, light ones,
Yeah.
they are very provocative, like very like
That's a fact.
nasty,
The
like
ones that
the light-
are lighter
they're like,
complexion,
oh my god, they're
the
not
real,
like that. They're not like that.
and I don't want to say real, but the
Real shit.
Mexicans that we've seen that are in between our complexion,
Yes.
like brown, like
Brown,
they don't dress. I don't care what age they are,
Pants.
how pretty they are.
big pants.
They dress a certain way.
Mhm.
They not
ones.
with that bullshit. But when you do see the complexion starting, I mean, I can't say for
Yeah.
all, but from what we've seen, hell yeah,
Yeah, I noticed that
They
when you said
will.
that. I said
they will.
I couldn't see a darker Mexican
No,
wearing that,
no,
but the light ones, they are real like.
I don't know.
Like they're like that. I don't know how to explain it. It's just weird. It's like they take on that. I don't know. The dark ones don't, and the dark ones are pretty too. I'm not saying they're not. They just are not and that's respect. Maybe they have a more connection by their melanin is your connection to your ancestors. Maybe because they're darker, but when you're lighter, you have no connection to them. So you're like, I'm gonna live life the way I want. But when you have a darker color, you're like, nah, I want to disconnect my ancestors like that because I am deeper. I don't know. Well, I'm just thinking of what I would
And
think.
it could be too that maybe the ones that are darker here don't feel that they're as pretty. So they might not be trying to dress up. They're dressing to cover up. But the ones that are lighter, like, oh, look at me, and the bodies be whatever, but they, you know what I mean? Shorts, titties out, and everything like that. So maybe they feel like they have an upper hand.
That's true, because they do call everybody. Oh, when you say that, it makes sense. Everybody that's dark, they discriminate against.
It says, yes, those Caribbean island areas do very much don't care about the words we as Americans claim as racist. They don't.
No.
They don't, but you definitely you see a difference, and I think it has to feel like they're prettier.
Yeah,
and that's the thing with that brown paper bag.
I'm about to say the Willie Lynch.
Yeah, that's Willie Lynch. You still see it.
When all my friends are dark, Slim, Kev, they get treated different when they're dark men. Mm-hmm. They're dark men. They automatically, he said, I'm a thief. I'm this, because I'm dark. I'm dirty. When you're light, they make you think, oh, you must got a couple of dollars. You're white. So listen to this. I've never seen a dark-skinned Mexican drive no Porsche out here.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I never seen him driving no damn Benz truck. Yeah. I see him driving little boxes, the little small ones. It's all like ones with the glasses on, with the long hair that's straight in and shit like that. That's how they be. And that's what's funny because the ones that's darker, they don't think they're. That's what I'm telling you. That's just deep. That's just deep. Sad.
What was that?
Who's that? Kick it now.
So thank y'all. I think we're gonna start wrapping it up a little bit because we've been on here for almost. Yeah, somebody cooking something. So make sure you guys tune in tonight for Uncut Thursday. Our time is 10, your time is 11. And it's still good conversation, but it's just more raw, open conversation. You're gonna get some of that in the background.
I'm about to go to my college days. Ooh.
Let me hold on. Why is this? Hold on. Oh, this computer. Let me see. The keys look different.
It's a gaming. That's the American one. You're not used to the American one no more.
I'm not. I'm used to mine.
Used to the Mexican one.
Mine looks weird. Yours looks funny now. So there's the website. You guys can check out the website for the jewelry.
Everything's 100% off.
The readings. I'm going to be adding some different stuff up there today, but make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Showing love is always free. The Cash App is always up there. But I thank you guys for tuning in with us. Especially when y'all come in the chat, especially when you're talking to us, that's a very encouraging and just like basically y'all way of showing love, because you can be anywhere and you're sitting here typing and talking with us. So I definitely appreciate it. I don't take nothing lightly when you guys are in here showing love and talking, good energy. And I don't know what somebody is cooking, but God, it smells good.
You do.
Do you smell that?
I haven't. You know what's funny? I haven't eaten my bacon and stuff either.
Is that like somebody cooking from the house, or is that like? Because usually the restaurants don't really open.
No, not right now. It's too early.
Yeah, it's only 1:00. That must be somebody cooking.
It's 1:00.
Yeah.
They about to open up stuff then. It's usually things open around like 2 or 3. I mean 3, 4.
That smells.
Or around 1:00. That's when they start getting stuff prepared and stuff.
That smells good.
Yeah. It do smell good as hell. I got taste for something.
What I was gonna make.
Start eating local food. Stop eating. That's what the Mexican dude told us when we got off the plane. He said, "Do not eat from the locals." Remember the dude we got off the plane? He was gave us the liquor and stuff like that. He was trying to give us like the ride and stuff like that for the next day.
the first time with the Puerto Valera.
Oh, I'm about to say, yeah, that was a
yeah,
different spot.
Puerto
Yeah.
Valera, but he was telling us don't eat the
Yeah, that
American
was different.
food.
Mm-hmm.
But even here too,
Mm-hmm.
like don't feed into that.
Yeah, I know.
Eat the locals. It's just sometimes it tastes.
What I got a taste for right now though is those subs.
Which ones?
You get the bread
Yeah.
and you cut it, but I make little small meatballs.
Yeah.
A meatball sub.
But we got meatballs. We got
No, I
meat.
gotta get some. I gotta get some bread. They might have hamburger at the bodega.
Can I order it?
What?
Like on a little on the thing that have it delivered.
I don't know, babe. If you can order it, it's just right on the street, right on the corner.
It's like hot right now.
It is hot.
I ain't eat nothing right now. I gotta walk in that heat.
But if
in
I
my
could
stomach.
make some meatball subs, I got a taste for that.
I
And the bread.
want some watermelon juice right now, but that's a little walking right now too. I'm hungry and I ain't got nothing on my stomach. I gotta walk in that heat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about. Because I want some watermelon juice right now, some fresh juice on my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I'm gonna be big. It's gonna hurt me more when I come back from all that heat. My stomach hurt
Yeah,
worse.
no.
So I think to myself, what's going on here?
Unless you order with Didi, because Didi you can pay cash.
That's what I was gonna do. Didi does pickups, so I can tell him go to the Walmart, grab me one thing of hamburger, grab me
Spaghetti
this
sauce.
spaghetti sauce, this,
And Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan cheese, and some hamburger meat and ham. I want and just a little thing get for my charcoal. I'm gonna try charcoal again. I know what I messed up at. Can I tell you what I messed up at?
Mhm.
I added too much charcoal, so the flame. And you know what it is? And can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? Tell you what happened. I put it on too soon. I put it
I
on.
know, you just let it burn.
I put let it burn a little bit.
I know.
You knew that?
Because you throw the meat right on
I
there.
throw
You
it
never
right on
let
there.
it sit
I don't
there.
let it sit there. I just throw that meat right on it. Don't I?
Yeah, that's for.
I like to
late
throw that
night.
meat right on there. Ain't nobody watching us, but me.
It is still live.
Huh?
It's
I
still
know it's still
going.
live. We live though.
People can still
we
come
could,
back.
we
and
could turn
watch
this
it.
into a different channel if you want.
Yeah, right.
We could turn this thing to a $3.99 subscription. You hear me? You know, $3.99 subscription.
Are you gonna give your shout out for you leave?
Yo,
'Cause
shout
people
out to
can still
everybody
watch
that be
it
butt
when they
naked at
come
night
in.
when they sleep. Shout out to everybody. Peace and love, yo. I forgot I'm on your channel too.
I know. Come on.
Hey, yo, okay. I'm on your channel now. Peace and blessings. Everybody, hope y'all come back to the channel. We love having y'all
They're not
over
coming
here.
back. Brothers and sisters. They're not coming back.
All the brothers and sisters. Hey, yo, but peace and blessings, man. I was born with a personality. I'm sorry I have it. Some people don't like it and some people love it. You know what I mean? But, you know, you're going to be loved by many, hated by few, but you're supposed to be respected by all. You know what I mean? So, I love y'all, man. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for supporting us, man. Thank you for checking us out. Thank you for always rocking with us, even when we wasn't rocking with ourselves. Thank you for coming through, listening to us. It's always love, man. Live, love, learn. Life is a journey, not a destination. And welcome, man, to the journey.
Y'all tune in tonight.
Uncut. Have your drink in your cup in a blunt.